Hello there, my name's Annette with Sunbeam Fabric Art. Welcome to my channel. If you've been following my channel, you know that recently I cut up over 100 fat quarters. I made 6 bundles of layer cakes and 6 bundles that had 2.5-inch strips plus selvages and scraps. We're going to save those selvages and scraps for later on though. When I get done with all my 12 bundles, I think I'm going to make one giant scrappy project with all of these leftovers from all the bundles. Here is a look at the fabrics that are in this bundle. Now, this bundle is the equivalent of about 3/4 of one regular jelly roll. There are some blocks I've never done before. One of those is similar to a log cabin, but it's called Courthouse Steps. I wanted to make that wonky, a little bit crazy courthouse. I will need a little wonky piece for a starter square, and I'm using this lime green fabric I grabbed from my stash. There's just a little bit left, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be enough for my purposes. First, I cut this lime green fabric into 3-inch strips. Then I set my ruler at an angle, just a slight angle, not a really big angle, just to make a wonky 4-sided shape. These little starter squares can be as big as you want them to be. If I was going to do a traditional courthouse steps, I would have started with a 2.5-inch square. Next, I'm going to take all my strips and pair them up lights and darks. The reason for this is 2 sides of my crazy courthouse will be light and the opposite 2 sides will be dark. Now, most of the pairs are definitely light and definitely dark, but some of the pairs were light and medium. That's okay, it all worked out. Because this is a crazy courthouse block, we won't know exactly the length of the strip we need. So I am just cutting off as I go, starting out with a light fabric on one side. Here you see, as I finger press this open, there is a little bit of overhang. I'm going to go ahead and add a dark piece next. I'll go ahead and stitch that seam, then I'll trim away that excess bulk from the first piece and finger press this open. I'm going around my square in a clockwise manner. You can go counterclockwise, whatever makes it easier for you. And one other way to put this together would be to sew on the 2 opposite sides of light first, and then sew on the 2 sides with dark next. That's actually more correct if you're talking about a traditional courthouse block. But my block is a crazy courthouse block, so I am actually constructing it more like I would a crazy quilt block. Now, to get my process more streamlined, I am going to be pressing after every addition. Otherwise, my blocks are just going to bunch up a little bit too much. Sometimes that works for me, but in this case, I really need to press after every addition. Well, I am just going to keep on going around this block, and we are going to speed up the process a little bit. I ended up going around each center square twice with all the pieces, and that got me the measurement that I needed for the finished block. Once I had made that first block and checked the width, I went back through the strips to see how many it took me, how many blocks I could get from each set of strips, and that told me how many blocks total I was going to be able to make. Now we can go through a few little layout changes in Electric Quilt 8 and just get some ideas of how these wonky blocks are going together. In my program, I built the quilt block as I made it, which is not quite the traditional way. It's more like a crazy quilt going around the block. And here's a little look of how these blocks might look with sashing. I'm going to fast forward making the rest of my 16 blocks. Here's my stack of 16 blocks ready to trim, as well as the scraps that I was able to save. I did go through and check all these blocks. A couple of them needed a little bit of extra fabric to cover a place that wasn't quite big enough. So I'm going to show you this little piece here where I just added on another little strip of fabric in the same shade, and that is going to make this the right size to trim down to my desired width of 10 inches square. I'm making sure that this block that I've made is going to be big enough to trim down to a 10-inch block. You will see that sometimes I have to tilt the ruler to get the 10-inch by 10-inch part covered by fabric. And this trimming process is going to create more usable scraps, and I will definitely be saving those. If you're starting out with a regular jelly roll or even using 2 jelly rolls, you will be able to make blocks as big or as small as you like. It's really up to you. You'll definitely want to decide ahead of time how big you want your blocks to be and how many blocks you want to make. You can do your calculations and determine how many width of fabric 2.5-inch strips you will need to achieve what your desired quilt size is. If you're building the courthouse the crazy way, you'll want to add a little bit extra because of the tilting. You lose a little bit at the ends if the strips are not straight. With all the blocks trimmed up, it's time for the layout I chose. I'm going to sew all 16 blocks together in pairs first. I'm putting the longer edge of the dark and the shorter edge of the dark together, with the longer side on the left and the shorter side on the right hand side, but they're coming together in the middle there. I'm also double checking as I go along to make sure that 2 identical fabrics are not right next to each other. Because we have a 4x4 layout, this quilt will be super easy to put together. I'm going to first start by sewing all the pairs together. Once the pairs are done, I will put 2 pairs together to make a row of 4 blocks. And again, if I see any identical fabrics ending up right next to each other, I make a trade. Now I will be putting the rows together, and I am not using clips here. You could if you needed to, but it's just a quick 3 seams to put 4 rows together, and then I'm going to go around the outside of the quilt with a stay stitch. For the stay stitch, I've got my needle all the way over to the right, and I'm using a stitch length of about 3.2. Because my quilt top is so small, it's a little bit less than 40 by 40, and it's so small I can press it flat right here on top of my work table. If you want to try out a wonky block like this, I recommend making one test block and seeing how much fabric you used for that first block, and then you'll know how much fabric you'll need to make the quilt in the size that you want to make. Here is a look at our finished Crazy Courthouse block quilt. I'll leave a link up above for the quilt that was made with the 10-inch squares in this exact same fabric. I'm showing this quilt in black and white as well, just so you get an idea of why we want to have the contrast. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you back again real soon.